They say it's Friday, then it's time for Trendz Live. Welcome to it, your favorite weekly lifestyle show where we give you the best in all things arts, culture, entertainment, and travel. My name is Kansani Koza, and I'll be your host for the next hour. But because we're family, please call me Candy. We've got a jam-packed show in store for you tonight. We're going to be speaking about the Cape Town Met. We're also going to be having a performance by songstress Naledi Boltina, so you do not want to go anywhere. But first up, we are going to be making sure that, before we get into tonight, we're going to dial things back to this week's happening in the world of entertainment, locally and across the pond. From sad announcements, court cases, to theatre, our producer Refula Matila gives a snapshot of the week that was. Take a look.
This week was a busy one in the courts as former Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein appeared in New York. The Hollywood heavyweight is set to face a new trial on sexual assault charges later this year. He faces new charges for allegedly assaulting an unnamed woman in 2006, possibly adding to his current 16-year sentence. Rakeem Mayers, aka ASAP Rocky, is on trial for 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic weapon. It's alleged that he fired a handgun at his former friend Terrell Efron during a heated argument. Rocky maintains his innocence and was supported this week by wife and beauty pioneer Rihanna. Accomplished percussionist Thabang Tabane died this week at the age of 45. The son of the late legendary Philip Tabane, a South African musician and vocalist, went on to carve his own lane by playing in singer Thandiswa Mazwai's band, amongst other accolades. Robala Kahotso. Grammy-winning Nigerian singer Trendz has cancelled her upcoming performance in Rwanda due to political and military tensions in the country. Her March 2025 show formed part of her Born in the Wild tour, which is set to hit SA shores soon. Veteran country musician Dolly Parton announced the world premiere of Dolly, an original musical coming later this year. The musical will also feature on Broadway in New York in the following year. The icon hopes it will give audiences a glimpse of the person inside of her and a view beyond the glitz and the glamour. Asked why a musical now at this point in her career, she answered,
I know. I've outlived so many plastic surgeons. I just want people to go away feeling like they've been entertained, of course, but I personally want them to see the person inside of me, the life, the things you go through, the things you truly do have to sacrifice. Everybody thinks it's all glamorous and glory and money and fame, but there's so much more to a life like mine when you've started, when you were tiny, and the prices that you have to pay, the miles that you have to travel, and the sacrifices, like I say, that you make. I just want people to go away feeling at the end, because it's a triumphant story, and I want them to go away feeling like, whoa, I'm glad I went to that. I feel like I just went to church.
Former Mrs. South Africa, Tjiya, has won the Mrs. World pageant, marking another amazing milestone for South Africa in the world of pageantry. She has been crowned the 40th Mrs. World. In this lane of pageantry, women are married and are celebrated for their smarts, philanthropy, and, of course, beauty. That's all for this week. Stay trendy.
One thing we definitely will do is stay trendy. Good nutrition and exercise are the fantastic combination to a healthy body. Many tend to overthink these and also assume that's an expensive adventure, that requires pricey foods, fancy equipment, and even paying for a gym to reach your goals. So Trendz sat down with a dietitian to explore simple, healthy eating practices and also joined in on a basic exercising class at a park. Let's get a refresher on how we can all realistically and uncomplicatedly improve in these areas.
From presentation to the various bursts of flavors tantalizing our taste buds, food can easily transform you into a foodie. But how often do you really check that what you ingest contains all the necessary nutritional value? Well, here are a few tips about food choices and preparing balanced meals from dietitian Andy.
To make it a balanced diet, you're going to have to get some protein, carbohydrates, and fat. And your carbohydrates can also be broken down into fruit and veggies. If you are a meat eater, you could do something like lean beef or steak, some chicken or fish. If you are a vegetarian, another source of protein would be like chickpeas, legumes, lentils, or soy. There are better carbs than others, so that's where a little bit of thought and planning comes in. Choosing carbs that are better, higher fiber carbohydrates, such as your sweet potatoes, you're keeping the skins on your vegetables, increases that fiber content, so don't peel your potatoes.
Meal prepping is key to the process of staying healthy, and that's why knowing the different food groups is vital during preparation.
Protein is an essential one. It's a building block of our muscle. So if we're having enough protein in our diet, it maintains that muscle mass and keeps it from breaking down. It's also really good for your bone structure as well as your metabolism. I definitely think that supplements are kind of made, but like a scary prospect. But if you do use the right ones and you know what you're taking and what you're using, and if it complements your lifestyle and your diet that you're already consuming, it's definitely a way to accelerate your goals and stay on track with your fitness goals.
Experts say good hydration is unavoidable. 2 to 4 liters of water are advised depending on how much you sweat and how active you are. And if water gets boring, chopped berries or some cucumber always do the trick, just to add a bit of flavor. Then, good eating and exercising are inseparable.
Eating healthy and exercise both support each other. So essentially, if you are exercising, you're using different muscles, your heart, your lungs, everything, and you need proper nutrients to make sure that those things are going to work properly and to be able to help them to recover properly as well. This is where the nutrition comes hand in hand. So essentially, if you want to get the best results from your workouts, you should be getting in the correct nutrition. Exercise can be a really daunting thing for people, especially maybe you haven't done it in a while or you haven't done it at all. Just 30 minutes of walking every day, or you don't even have to do every day. You can start off slowly. You can do it 3 times a week or 4 times a week, but any kind of movement, but especially walking, is so good for your heart to get your body moving, get your legs moving, get your heart pumping and your lungs working.
I am a paddle player, and we need to use our hips, our calves and our thighs and our quadriceps way more than anyone else. And the shoulder stretches helps me a lot because we have joints, small joints in our body that need the most care.
I actually had reservations because I just came back from a recent hike, and actually it was really surprisingly easy, really easy to follow, and I feel way more better, especially in my legs and the tripods and everything, just having a good stretch. So I definitely recommend this kind of exercise.
And it doesn't have to be an expensive excursion. Wait till you realize that you already have the necessary equipment in your home and within close proximity.
You don't need to join the gym or pay really expensive fees to get your body moving. You can incorporate it doing fun things and do something that you enjoy. Don't start running if you really don't enjoy running. If you like dancing, start moving your body. Weights training, but you don't have equipment, you can take bottles of water. 1 liter of water is a kilogram dumbbell. Squats, lunges, crunches, burpees, anything that can get your body moving.
And that's how you keep your mental health and life's longevity intact, also reaching your fitness goals.
Listen, I do not know about you, but I definitely got some insightful tips. However, right now we need to take a break, and so do the right thing and go over to X and interact with us. We are at Trendz on SABC, and we'll be right back. You are still tuned in to SABC News Channel 404. Last week, we attended the 163rd installment of the Cape Town Met. The sporting event took place at the Kenilworth Racecourse in the Mother City. Fashion literally took center stage with the theme Couture Unleashed, a partnership with legendary fashion designer Gavin Raja, who handpicked top South African designers to showcase alongside him in highlighting the theme. The who's who were out there, and of course, our producer Seleba Maifadi and our very own Mncedisi Sindani went around everywhere. They even got to get both backstage. But I'm a little jealous now, but it's fine. They gave us the scoop, so let's take a look.
163 years of fashion and horse racing colliding into a picturesque afternoon in one of the most loved cities in the world, Cape Town.
Cape Met is one of those authentic, purist type of races. All of the people usually you'll see when the horses are running, it's a standstill, the whole stadium. So I think it's just for people who are really, really passionate about horse racing. And yeah, it's growing, it's changing. We're bringing in a lot of fashion into it now, a lot of lifestyle. So yeah, it's one of those timeless events.
It's definitely one of the best I've seen in 20 years. I think it's about class. You can see people have spent a lot of money. I think in the old years, everyone just came. But this year you can see it's cream of the crop kind of things. People have spent a lot of money.
You mentioned that this is your first Met that you're attending. Is it reaching your expectations? How are the horses? Did you bet? I know you got money.
No. Ooh, I didn't bet because I was working the whole time, but I think I still have time to bet. Number one. Number two, I think the Met is absolutely stunning. I love how Cape Town people just take this event so seriously. They showed up and showed off.
This year, designer Gavin Raja handpicked his most loved fashion designers to showcase alongside him at this spectacular event, creating a unique experience that highlights fashion and sport beautifully.
I think the beautiful thing about having a fashion show in the middle of the stands is it's not just about us who have the opportunity to go and see these designers at their fashion shows. This is bringing it to the public, who they can now physically see in front of them the finest of South African fashion, and I think that's the best part about it.
What is that moment like?
I mean, it was a very exciting moment, but I was also very nervous because it is a very serious show. But like, I worked and I'm super happy and super excited to be invited this year. So with this collection, I really wanted to do something that has a flair for casuality as well as couture. So I tried to mix the two, but keeping it very feminine and very ethereal.
These designers are known for moving the needle, such as first-time Met showcasing designer Siphosihle Masango and Stefan van Eerden, Mzuki Simbane, as well as design veteran Tula Sindi, to name a few.
How have you managed to redefine yourself so well over the years and truly become the term stand the test of time?
Thank you for the compliment. For me, it's loving what I do. I've been in this business now for 18 years, and it's about also servicing my customer. My customer is a contemporary woman, and she wants clothes that are investment pieces, and I'm here to serve her needs.
More is more in terms of the showmanship. And I was speaking to Masango, who's showcasing for the first time, and the mistake he made was taking it down a bit. And he said the biggest lesson for him was that he should have brought more show. So it's about the showmanship. There's so much going on. There's so much going on the horse track, the fashion, the celebrities. You look amazing. Everybody looks amazing. My head is doing what it needs to do. So you need to bring the fashion drama on the runway.
We're still hanging out backstage at the Cape Met 2025. I heard somebody call him the world famous, and I do think that he is, because it's truly incredible. We're hanging out with Sihle Masango, Couture Unleashed. What came to you first?
Couture is very event-based driven, so I was like, I wanted to give you little hints and tastes of couture in your everyday life, like spice up your favorite dress, like give you a nice shoulder piece to spice up your favorite dress, give you a statement blazer to spice up your simplistic two-piece inside. So that's basically what I thought. It's like Couture Unleashed in your everyday life.
The moment has arrived. How was it?
It's such a rush, eh? For me, it never becomes a reality
quality while it's still happening.
We saw two pieces, so now I'm seeing those solid colors coming out again. Just take us through the inspo.
Even with this type of vibe, it's still your imprint. It's very expected from imprint, but it's taken up a notch. Also with the accessories, we didn't want to make everything too much about the look, but the accessories come through to bringing in to the interpretation of the theme.
I am very impressed with the showing of local designers and how they're interpreting couture.
People will say, floral for spring, how revolutionary. But I love floral prints. I'm inspired. I definitely think I draw my inspiration from nature. So if I see a striking floral print, I'm like, I have to have it in my collection.
I'm very impressed with Maps Maponyane in VVS Studios. I love what Nomuzi is wearing. I'm in love with her. She's my best dressed. It's just really been incredible. Tapsi looks amazing in that pink. It's been an amazing day for couture from an African lens.
You're looking really good. Who are you wearing?
Thank you so much. I'm wearing Marizo, and believe it or not, this is one of those dresses that I whipped out of my closet yesterday. Washed it with my hands because I wouldn't have enough time to send it to the dry cleaners, and then I popped out less than 24 hours later.
Hold on. So when they said the theme is Couture Unleashed, and we ran around finding stylists and designers, you were just like, I'm gonna go to my closet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the difference between you and I.
Oh, shade.
Get it!
It's all love.
Now we've just announced the best dress, and they're here with us all decked out, looking fresh.
My look has been inspired by the My Fair Lady, the movie My Fair Lady with Audrey Hepburn, and the very famous Ascot theme, which is at the races. Mandy has been the designer. She has her own fashion business and interior design, and she did all of this.
How did you unleash this particular one?
When I saw the theme, I started to do a couple of sketches. We chatted about what sort of things we were thinking about. I said, I think I want to go black and white. And then she said, there's a scene in My Fair Lady. Let's go and see My Fair Lady. And so it was kind of started off with a futuristic theme and then ended up with a bit of a My Fair Lady mix within it.
But Trendz, we have a special beta here. And she's waiting patiently to make sure that hopefully she gets the moolah. How are you feeling?
Listen, I had really good luck in 2023. Okay. You know? 2024 was a good year as well. I got engaged. So 2025 also needs to be a great year. So I'm feeling lucky, you know?
That was disappointing. What a first time experience. I don't know who won, but congratulations.
But Trendz, as you know, we always promise you a good time. I did say I'm out here in Cape Town. We just did the Cape Met, and guess what? Cut out the bag. As you've already seen, Nga is out here doing the most with me. Nga, what's up?
Look, all I can say is, truly, this is the fashion event of the year. And I feel like I just want to do this like every other 2 weeks or a monthly, man. You know what I mean?
The fashion calendar, the entertainment calendar, everything is definitely open. We're not resting. If you're out there still doing your New Year's resolutions and maybe sticking to some kind of routine, I hope that entertainment and the vibes are part of that list, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. We told you, 2025, we're taking it up a notch, and you can only find all of this on Trendz Live.
Of course, you already know you're watching SABC News on channel 404. From myself, Celeba Maifadi.
And myself,
It's a wrap, baby.
Then comes all out for 6.
Honey child, those fashion looks were definitely fashioning at this year's Cape Town Met. And that's why I'm so excited to be having the discussion we're going to be having right now, because it's time for us to go through the collections and the overall fashion looks that caught our attention at this year's CPT Met. And of course, we have invited 2 influential industry faves to be on our Fashion Police panel. And I'm so lucky to be sitting with these 2 gorgeous human beings. First up, we have the award-winning culture reporter and best-selling author of Dinner at Smeezy's, as well as editor-in-chief of S-Mag, the one and only Emmanuel Tjiya, as well as entrepreneur, marketing hotshot, content creator, and media personality. Hey, this man's got many jobs. You know him as tools in the industry industry streets, but Thulane Hadebe is in studio with us. So welcome to Trendz Live, my honeys.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so excited to have the both of you. But I feel like I didn't get the memo, guys. Where was the candy? You need to wear florals for today's segment.
Floral is the theme, always.
You look cute. I mean, I tried, but I just feel like I didn't match this energy. But I see you're picking up on what the theme at this Cape Town's Met was actually all about. Now, Emmanuel, you already spoke to some of the people in the insert that we just played, but I want to get Tul's view. Did people actually unleash the couture at this year's Cape Town Met?
I mean, it was about fashion, but where were the fashions? Ooh.
Is this giving the fact that like you don't feel like people actually served when they were actually at the event?
Well, Candy, I think we're going to get into it.
Yes.
And I don't know. Emmanuel was there, and I saw that was the fashion that was bringing.
Yes.
But the rest we'll discuss.
We're not too sure about it. Because I mean, South Africans do get a lot of backlash. I mean, if we're being honest, when it comes to events, whether it's like they're on red carpets for like a premiere, or whether it's like award ceremonies, like people always don't feel like they're coming through with like fashion. But do you feel like they at least did better this time around?
I think for me, because I've been to the Met so many times, this was one of my favorite years.
Yeah, okay.
I thought a lot of the A-listers had a lot of fun with the fashion. I think they didn't overthink it. In terms of the backlash in terms of fashion, I think South Africans love fashion, they just love to have fun on the red carpet.
Yeah.
So for me, if you're having fun, I mean, let's go.
That's really all that matters. I absolutely love that. I mean, one of the favorite looks that you said was actually Muesli's. What about her look that you love so much?
Yeah, I just think she looked like a goddess. She shimmered, I like the gold, but I like the detailing on her dress. I mean, it was done to perfection. In terms of couture, it's always about the craftsmanship. But above all, she looked the part, she had the energy, she was just having fun, and her skin was glowing.
And her skin was glowing. As blacker girls. Now, Tools, I mean, a lot of people were also just like bragging about like Tapsi's look. She looked amazing at the event. And then Pamela actually said that she recycled an old dress to go to the event. Do you think that's like a very smart way of like taking what you have in your cupboard and repeating outfits? Or are you just not a fan of seeing celebrities in the same thing twice?
Listen, the economy that we live in, I do feel that if you can wear something twice and up it or style it in a different way in this industry is a winner. I think it's fantastic. And she looked amazing. I love the lime green color that she wore. And yeah, big ups to her.
We love to see it. So any tips that you guys would have actually given somebody that was attending this year's Cape Town Met to say what Couture Unleashed would be? Like what would be like the favorite, not favorite looks rather, but like, you know, the tips that you would give somebody to say at something like this, these are the top 3 things that I think you should, incorporate into your style, especially because we're in a brand new year also.
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of the time people, they make this mistake when they go to the Met. It's shoes. I think you need to wear comfortable shoes.
If you're not in a tent, wear a wedge.
I actually never thought about it, but that's so true.
Yeah. If you're not in a tent, a floored tent, wear a wedge.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to be holding your shoes, and no one likes that.
Yeah, it's not going to
a
be
heel.
It ruins the look. If you're taking off the shoes, or if you're walking like you are tired, I mean, you need to look cute throughout the day. Shoes very important. Sunscreen.
Amen.
Sunscreen. You need to keep
It's giving skincare and fashion advice all in one.
Yes. I mean, the skin has to glow in order for you to look dope in terms of the fashion. Like Nomuzi, her skin was glowing the whole time. You know, you can put your shimmers and whatever, but sunscreen.
Okay.
A hat.
And a hat.
Did you see my hat?
I did. I even feel like right now you're giving me a little bit of a hat, but just like giving it demure with the pearls.
Yeah, that's how, I mean, you can get fashion without really going all out. I think if you're working on a budget, I think a cute headpiece is always a way to go. The bigger the better, go big or go home. But also go quirky. Maybe you want to play with pearls, you want to play with braiding, you want to play with florals. So hats are very important.
Hats are very important. I'm actually going to come back to that. Tools, anything else that you want to add on to that?
I think I'd also add, stay parched, not thirsty. Make sure you drink lots and lots of water throughout the day because it's a long day and you want to sustain throughout the day.
And hydration is definitely key.
And it was hot.
It was so hot. But that's because you were speaking about hats now, and I mean, we know that Gavin Raj as well as Stephen van Eerden actually did some amazing headpieces for some of the ladies that were actually at the event. I don't know if you saw any of them and what you thought about the creativity that they brought through that.
I thought Natasha's hat was absolutely amazing. First of all, her dress, I was actually next to her. It was beat to perfection.
Oh my gosh, it looked better in real life than what we saw on the socials.
It looked incredible. And if you she looked as amazing when she was sitting down as she was standing up. But in terms of her head, it was just the perfect color. It was red.
Red is always great on her.
It looked amazing.
It really is always great on her. Yes, our Miss Former, Miss South Africa, we love to see it. Okay, I mean, I just think the fact that also like Gavin Raja, who's so iconic, was just a part of this. What did you guys think about his take on what Couture Unleashed was for this year?
I mean, he was recently featured in Vogue, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So we love Gavin for that. I think he's very talented at what he does. You know, he loves beads on the back of a dress, but you know, you will be at the back of there trying to
perfection.
Yeah, it's attention to detail.
And I think because he was curating the fashion show that was showcased there, we had designers like Mzukisi from Imprint, Masango, and they had fashion shows, and obviously he was also featured in the actual show. So it just added another element into it. And the theme was Couture Unleashed. It just happened on the eve of International Couture Week. So we're on trend.
We're on trend. The timing of it was absolutely perfect. Yeah. I mean, I think what Imprint did very differently this time around was that they actually did a lot of like bold colors and made the statements through color and just like less print this time around. Did you like that, like for their fashion show?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Imprint fan. He's my friend. I'm
that's why. I don't know. Are we trusting that this is real
favoritism?
It's feeling like it.
So two will talk on that.
No, but it's fine.
Collection.
But be fair, it's fine. Let's speak about it. I mean, Souls, you're looking at it as well. I mean, with the yellows and some of the patterns, and it's just like big bows. It was just such an expression of what Imprint did this time around. What do you think about his collection?
I do think that it's a great interpretation of the theme. And you know what is amazing that the South African designers are doing at the moment is just elevating everything that they do. He can stand on an international stage when it comes to luxury. I mean, it also pays to homage to the previous collections that he's done, but also bringing light to a new dawn, right?
Yeah.
And I love the yellow.
Yeah, yellow is eating so
amazing.
much. I'm looking at that other dress with the blue, and I'm just like, you better call your friend Neokope like a little bit of a showroom, something private. But I mean, we spoke about other designers as well, where they were showcasing for the first time. I mean, Masango by Sipho. You also had, who am I forgetting? Fikile Sukulu, who was also there for the first time. What did you think about her collection?
I have to speak about Masango.
Okay.
It was his debut collection at the Met, and we ran a story on it in my publication about how he actually felt a little disappointed in himself because it was the first time he was at the Met. So at the Met, obviously, everything goes very fast. You're competing with the crowd and everything. He thought he showcased a more wearable collection than going OTT than he is known for. And he said, in hindsight, he just wished he had gone for it. He had gone for those bold shapes he was known for. So that was my Masango story. Figila, I mean, she is one of the most exciting female designers to look out for.
100%.
I am an absolute fan. I'm actually in awe, and she's so young of what she can actually achieve. And she's from KZN, and she is actually based there. So shout out.
Shout out to her. But Souls, I have to ask you, I mean, you've been somebody that's been in the industry for such a long time. With upcoming designers and what they are creating, what is like the one piece of advice that you would give to them to just remember as they're styling stars?
I mean, the people that stand the test of time are always the people that are authentic and stay true to themselves. So from the day one when they are with just a needle and thread to when they have a atelier and a big company when it comes to luxury fashion, it is important to always stay true to yourself and to who you are.
Yeah, it's basically even what Masango was feeling about, did I really stick true fully to who I am? But he still created some amazing pieces, so let's just focus on that.
I thought the pieces looked amazing. I thought there was this red piece in the collection, which was the most dramatic. It was a short dress, but it had this exaggerated shoulders. It was his showstopper. I think it did what it needed to do. But I have to go with tools. Always remember that I think it was Dolly Parton who said it. that authenticity is expensive. So always remember that. Stick
So
to it.
like we are
Yes,
expensive.
absolutely.
I love to hear that. We actually have to also speak about Thulane, because he did more of like an leisure vibe to his collection and kind of incorporated that into his wear. And even Maze did something similar with leisure and with beachwear. Do you think that's kind of where things are going in 2025 and that's why they went that route, or is it just about this everyday wear to make fashionable more accessible?
Yeah, I think when it comes to Thulane, he understands the female form. He designed for the female form over making you look OTT or whatever. So with Thulane, he always takes cue from that. He always has to make all women feel beautiful, no matter the shape, no matter the silhouette. You are at the Met. He is the kind of designer who you want to go for in those flats that Jules was mentioning. So, I mean...
Not the pumps! Not the pumps!
I'm so dead.
Yeah, so it's all about the female form, and it's quite rare for a male designer to design from that gaze, because male designer always want to showcase a lot of skin, a lot of this, a lot of that, but he understands the female form, whether you are young, whether you are older, whether you are in business. It's someone you can wear from here to the street and then go to the Met in one look.
In one look. I absolutely love it. And anything else you want to add as we wrap things up?
For me, I think, yes, people are loving easy, comfortable clothing
Quite
to wear.
luxury.
Absolutely, quite luxury. And Thulane is the best person to go through with that. You know, with him, he's been in the industry for very, very long.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic to see that he's still out there, still doing his thing, and we love him.
And we love all the looks that were served. Me, I'm just super happy that I got to have the both of you in studio on Trendz Live. Thank you so, so much for joining us. But we need to actually shout out the person that won Best Dress at the Cape Town Met. And it was a monochromatic black and white look. Any thoughts on that? Do you think they deserved it? And you are there live, so you can tell us. You are in Johannesburg, my dear.
Yes, my dear.
Yeah, I am compromised when it comes to that, because I was, compromised. But I can't comment on it. Choose us to say something.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And that's that. And the two of you have been amazing guests to have this evening. We definitely need to have you back and we do another fashion panel. Manny, Tools, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Candy.
Thank you for having us.
You heard it from these two experts, a little shady, but always such a good time. Congratulations to everybody that actually won at the Cape Town Met. And just shout out for all the stars for showing up and showing out. Right now, though, we're going to take a quick ad break. But when we come back, Trendz Live continues. Let's go. Just like that, we are back by Trendy, and we're only halfway through the show tonight. Now, here's something that will definitely entertain the whole family, regardless of the time of year that you indulge in. The Wits University Planetarium is living up to its name and doing good, with recently getting a facelift with a high-end 4K projection to enhance your galactic experience. So let's see what it's all about.
Step into a galactic experience that will teleport you to an outer space encounter at the Wits Digital Dome. With modern 4K projectors, there is no limit to how far you can go with this immersive experience.
The Wits Planetarium, it was built in the 1960s. That's the first time it was opened. And it had a single analog Zeiss projector. So it was an analog projector which used to sit in the center of the dome. And it was doing an amazing job. But in 2022, with a partnership with Anglo-American, Wits University decided to have an upgrade to the system, as well as have an expansion to the building in general. What we have, more importantly, was inside the dome is a major upgrade from the old Zeiss projector. We currently have 10 digital projectors, laser projectors, which are each of them have 4K resolution, and together these 10 projectors can project onto the dome, filling the dome with a 8.6K resolution. So that is quite an improvement in the technology we have now. We also have improved surround sound, so like we got 8.2 audio channels, and it's all been done from a company based in France, who have a local partner here in Joburg. So this is the major upgrade. The variety of shows also have changed. It's not all astronomy shows. You have a multidisciplinary nature in the digital dome. So we do have shows on, physics, science in general, arts, then health, climate change, and And we do have like animated movies for like kids. So you have a variety of shows to cater for the young and the older generation.
Here, the sky is not the limit with experiences that can take you beyond your imagination.
You can actually land on Mars and explore the surface of Mars. Yeah, you can. So because there has been man-made objects on Mars, like we've had satellites which flown to Mars, and there are rovers which were driving on Mars. So wherever there is data, like these rovers actually have data from the surface of Mars. So when you land on Mars, there are certain patches which has a very good precision. So you can see they have more detail rather than where on a different place on Mars where nothing has landed. So you can explore Mars, you can land on most of these planets.
And these celestial moments can be shared amongst families as the dome caters for the young and old.
We were not open for the public since 2022 when it was closed for renovations, and we are opening for the public on 1st of February this Saturday. And I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of excitement since we had the launch in November last year, but it was more an internal phase. So we did have a few events, but it was all very internal, like closed events. So it wasn't actually open for the public, and we've received a lot of interest, people emailing us, people calling us to know when the public shows are happening, because the planetarium has always been a great attraction for people staying in the city and people visiting the city also. And so we are very happy to open with our public shows on Saturday, and I'm pretty sure we will get a lot of bookings. I know many schools have already booked with us, so they can bring their learners to watch a show here. And also we've had a lot of tickets getting sold for our Saturday shows. We have an age limit of 5, so no kids who are younger than 5 years old are allowed. The age limit is it is done so that it is because of, firstly, it's a health and safety issue, and also because of the nature of the dome, it is quite immersive. So if you watch a show, you will see that you are kind of part of the journey, and like you feel like you are moving with it. So that can cause a lot of motion sickness even among adults. So it can be very visually overstimulating for kids below 5. So that's why we have an age limitation of 5.
So go on and indulge on a journey to space on us. You're welcome.
Oh man, as a former Witsi myself, I am so proud. Now, at the start of the show, I told you that my girl Naledi Boltina is in the house and I would never let you down. So I'm going to ask you for a favor to just please sit back, relax, and enjoy her first performance of the evening. And straight after her first performance of the evening, we're going to take a small Nyana ad break, and when we come back, we sit down with the artist herself. Siyabuya.
Baba wa konge ndigniela kuwe, konge ndigniela kuwe, kuwe wetu itembala. Baba wa
welcoming you back right here on Trendz Live. So earlier on, we just gave you a little bit of a performance. And by the way, that was an exclusive performance, the first time ever that soon-to-be-released Konke was actually performed on the television screens. She sparkles as a singer, songwriter, actress, as well as both radio and TV presenter. With a background in both dramatic arts and music, Naledi Boltina seamlessly blends her creative talents to captivate audiences and leave a lasting impression. And I know she did exactly that with her performance before the break. You'll probably remember her with her previous album titled Jonga. And now the multifaceted musician is releasing tracks from her new album that's in progress. She joins us in studio to discuss all things music and what she's been up to. Mona Sasamu Johnny.
Hello, Jonga. Like, I felt like saying stop it, I like it.
Yeah, stop it, you love it. I'm glad that you do. I'm just super excited that you're in studio with us this evening.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So let's get straight into it. I have to know, you are somebody that outside of the studio, busy gal, what's your, what's it like being in just like different parts of this entertainment industry?
I think, when you start out, you basically have one niche and you just want to do that one thing. Well, for me, it's always been music and acting.
Yeah.
And then you grow up and you realize that there's bills to be paid.
And there's different platforms that can help you with that.
You understand? And I mean, a lot of these things that I do, it still doesn't feel like work because it's all part of what I love doing and what I enjoy doing.
An extension of who you are.
Definitely. Exactly that.
Oh, I love to hear that. I mean, you released Jonga and it did so amazingly. But right now you're releasing other music that's just talking about where you are in this chapter of your life. Why did you decide to name the album as well as the song Konke?
Konke. Konke means everything. I remember being sick, and before I actually went into studio, there was no album. So I had a music camp where we actually start creating songs and we go through creative processes.
Okay.
And prior to that, in the same week, that Monday, I just fell sick. I couldn't eat or drink for like a good 3 days.
No.
Yeah, but I feel like God was just saying, you need to fast. Like there's just, so much that one can say about everything that happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, I couldn't eat. And then I had studio on the 4th day and I was like, I obviously can't cancel because there's other artists who had already booked this day and so on and so forth. So I went through. And the first thing I wanted to do was just give God all the glory and all the honor for the fact that I'm still alive.
And we're still, and we're just excited that this album is definitely going to be dropping soon. It makes so much sense now.
Definitely.
But as we speak about the album, you've got a song on there that you're going to be performing as we close out the show, Ilwasana.
Ilwasana,
there seems to be some sort of sentiment behind it. Can you tell us a little bit more about its background and what inspired it?
Ilwasana, it's actually Ilwasana.
Oh, Ilwasana.
As in fiber.
I hear you, girl.
No. But I did say Ilwasana because I wanted to make it nice and light for everybody to just say Ilwasana instead like Ilwasana, Ilwasana, it was inspired by a friend of mine. She was just going through a moment where she felt she was depressed and she just felt like she could speak. She wished she could speak to her mom, and her mom had passed on.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I just sat there thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm a mom. God forbid, but if ever my daughter, needed me and I couldn't be there, what would I want to tell her?
This would be like the reminder for her to say, Mommy's always got you. The fact that you did that for somebody special in your life is so beautiful, Naledi. Oh, man. But I mean, I have to ask, because, we were getting very deep with things, but let's lighten it up just a little bit. Any collaborations that we can be expecting on the album? Because it's a safe space to share here.
Wow. Well, first of all, I'm currently busy making movies.
Okay, yes.
So there's new things in the pipeline.
Oh, yes,
I'm
so
working
excited.
behind the scenes. I've also started vlogging, so if you guys want to see more of my personal life,
check you on the YouTube.
Check me there.
Okay,
subscribe, please. Yeah, definitely that. And also, when it comes to collabs, I'm currently talking with Zulu Black. We had already started
Wow.
We had already started recording some stuff, but we're still deciding what we're going to use, what we're not going to use. And then there's quite a few things, actually. I don't want to jinx.
You don't want to jinx it. You're just like, we're putting it out there. So we're praying on it from your lips to God's ears.
Amen.
He's listening to you. I love the fact that you are so in your hands with everything. I mean, it's the music. Like you said, now it's the TV production and it's the movies, it's the YouTube. What is it about this industry that you love so much and that you hope that your fans, as they get to meet you, some of them that are new, also just resonate with about who you are in your journey?
I got to a point in this industry where I just started embracing who I am, and I just started embracing the evolution, of Naledi, the artist, because a lot of times we don't evolve as artists.
Yeah.
We stick to what people want and stick to what is safe. But for me, it's about what my spirit tells me, what seems to be the thing that I need to do at that point in time.
I hear you. And what do you hope that people resonate with the album when they listen to it?
I just want them to find healing. I've written songs where they were sad, or, for instance, Uyiseka Tamsanga, before I even got married.
Yeah.
It spoke of this woman who was in a relationship that was one-sided in terms of love. And I ended up experiencing that. So I learned quickly that life lies within your tongue. You're able to breathe and speak life, or the opposite, of course.
Oh, the opposite. I love that you just ended it right there, and it's all about healing and just a new journey. We wish you all the best with everything, Naledi. Thank you so much for being here. But Trendy at home, we about to love and leave you because the show is over, Skadovas. Thank you so much for joining us right here on SABC News Channel 404. The name's Candy, and until we meet again, please stay sweet and enjoy the gorgeous Naledi as she sings us out. Mwah! Good night.
Thank you, Candy. You're so sweet.
I'm not in